With a plan to shake up the way basketball sneakers were advertised to the public, a company with a record of accomplishment for making a leap of faith constructed a plan to make a basketball player into a brand. Nike, which was looking for success after the hype of his revolutionary running sneaker in the 1970s died down, had a strategy. However, it would take the help of a fresh-faced guard recently selected in the 1984 NBA draft with the third selection in a dominating summer performance in the 1984 Olympics. After a meeting in Beaverton, Oregon, and a marketing campaign that swayed the newest Chicago Bull, Michael Jordan signed a then record-shattering 5-year, $2.5 million contract to market a Nike basketball shoe, the Air Jordan. Nike produced the first Air Jordan for Jordan during his rookie season, and it was banned for not meeting the NBA's color scheme requirements. Jordan continued to sport the revolutionary sneaker despite a hefty fine each game he wore the shoe. Over the past 30 years, Nike has sold Americans of different races, social statuses, and financial backgrounds through creative advertisements and Michael Jordan's excellent basketball on its product. According to a Forbes.com report, Nike's Jordan brand is controlling upwards of 58% of the United States basketball shoe market. Jordan brand aims to capitalize on past success while using new opportunities to achieve greatness. Jordan brand's target generation, Y and Z, also known as millennials, a statistic that includes me, is 1980s to the 2000s born children. More specifically, the ads target a higher percentage of black males who watch basketball or play basketball on a consistent basis and come from middle-class backgrounds. Black teenagers, a report showed, are 20% more likely to spend their money on the expensive Air Jordan sneakers than any other teens. Jordan's Let Your Game Speak commercial immortalized the greatest basketball player moves and persuaded consumers that if you purchased a pair of the newly released Air Jordan 21, you could recreate iconic MJ moments such as his last shot as a Chicago Bull, hitting 6 3-pointers in a row consecutively, his patented footwork lean away jump shot, and his dunking from the foul line. On the contrary, with the rise in social media, the company has done less television advertisements and relied on entertainer endorsements. Many black musicians and actors are seen endorsing Air Jordan retro sneakers on Instagram and Twitter accounts before release dates to draw hype and buzz towards the sneakers. Courtside spectators such as, but not limited to, Jay-Z, Kanye West, Wale, Denzel Washington, Spike Lee, Jason Sudeikis, and Mark Wahlberg have all been seen laced in a pair of retro Air Jordan sneakers when shown by the cameras during basketball games. And endorsements from celebrities like the above mentioned can provide credibility to a brand reaching beyond the sports fan. Some people see their favorite actors or musicians wearing something and they want to emulate them. Stereotypes presented in Air Jordan advertisements are the success, the ability to jump very high, popularity, exclusivity, and supreme basketball skill. Many of the television commercials have used the popular character Mars Blackman, adamantly preaching that Jordan's supreme basketball prowess stems from the high-quality performance footwear. Implicitly, these Nike-issue advertisements showcase the power one man's success can have on a culture and how transcendent a basketball sneaker can become. The advertisement also implicitly represent the social class and the social standings. Having a pair of Air Jordans in your closet was seen as a status symbol. They made you cool. Oftentimes, there are hidden things besides the product being sold. In Nike Air Jordan advertisement, viewers and consumers are being sold on the need to feel like you belong to a group, the need to have status, the illusion of basketball talent, and the need to identify with people that they admire. By buying the latest Air Jordan sneakers, one can feel like you are a part of the Nike family. You're supporting the brand by purchasing its merchandise. Also, purchasing the merchandise from Nike, you can shallowly feel like somebody because none of Nike's product is cheap. Air Jordan's suggested retail price is $170. Besides the shoes, the illusion of godly basketball talent is sold during Nike's Air Jordan ads. From commercials produced for an Air Jordan sneaker, a naive consumer gets the indication that they'll be able to jump out of the gym and score as effortlessly as Jordan made it seem during his playing days. Most importantly, Air Jordan advertisements sell a false relationship between the consumer and the person high up that they admire. Buying a pair of Jordan sneakers makes a person feel approved because you are wearing the same shoes his Air Jordans wears. Being associated with Michael Jordan in the smallest way gives someone a false sense of entitlement. I'm a consumer of Nike subsidiary Jordan brand. I remember getting my first pair of the sneakers in 1998. As a 5-year-old kindergartner, I felt good because I loved Michael Jordan. At the time, he was my favorite basketball player. Every weekend, I wore the entire road red MJ Bulls uniform. And having that pair of sneakers identified me with the person I looked up to and admired the most. Growing up, I would save up my allowance for report card money to get Air Jordans sneakers. I had to pay half of the shoe price to receive the shoes. Up until a year ago, I spent thousands of dollars as a teenager and young adult on these sneakers. In fact, here is my favorite pair that I've ever bought. The Air Jordan Flint 13, original release 1998, then released in 2004. This is the 2010 pair. I gave up a lot to get the sneaker because I really wanted it. I really liked it. But Nike continues to raise the price and the quality defects continue to remain. The shoes now cost $179 with tax applied. As a kid growing up, when I was paying half, shoes were probably about $70 in little kid sizes. Now little kid sizes cost like $120, I believe. And it's been well documented that Nike has foreign labor factories taking advantage of those people by paying the factory workers low wages. They've seen some improvement, but it's still pretty bad in places like Vietnam. Many consumers have boycotted the Nike brand as a whole, including the Air Jordan sneaker brand. The most important law to Air Jordan sneakers is the crime attributed to the limited release basketball sneakers, though. Since the late 1980s, several would-be consumers have been robbed, severely injured, and even murdered over the sneakers. There was a Sports Illustrated cover in 1990 when the Air Jordan 5s came out that said, "Your life or your sneakers." People have gotten carried away over a pair of leather shoes. After all, they are just shoes, no matter what the cultural remembrance of them is. Nike continues, though, to market the sneakers as exclusive and only releases a minimal number of units, probably 500,000 per pair on a general release, and the numbers get lower the more exclusive the shoe is. Chaos ensues on Saturdays. People who have lined up for days camp out to get the sneakers. Air Jordan release days have become synonymous with chaotic crowds and police disturbances. Hundreds of people line up for the sneakers, yet some stores only get as many as 6 pairs of the shoes. As I mentioned, riots have resulted in the continued demolition of the camping out of sneakers, which has resulted in more civilized ticket systems in order to solidify a pair of the shoes. As a self-proclaimed basketball historian, I have loved buying Air Jordans because of his airness, Michael Jordan, and I like to get colorways and look up what Jordan did in those shoes, and it made me feel as if I was a part of Michael Jordan and a part of history.